Hey everyone, it's Army Gaming. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Monster Legends. Huge shout out to SP for giving me everything I need to make this video. They provided the monster, all the cells needed to take this monster to rank 5, any gems I use will be reimbursed, and they also provided the food to feed this monster all the way to level 150. Alright everyone, it is time to review Prospero the Great. If you want this monster, you are going to have to purchase the exclusive Legends Pass, that is the $50 pass. So Prospero the Great is an Earth monster. Let's take a look at his traits. He has Immune to Fear, which is the new Deny trait, the new Deny effect. Basically, after it denies the first turn, it has a 50% chance to keep on going. You have Anticipation, which is definitely very valuable in this current meta that has a lot of extra turns, a lot of turn transferring. Ooh, and you also start off with an Area Sandstorm. At the start of the battle, apply Sandstorm to all enemies. Okay, dots against the enemies are always good. They're some of the strongest. I forget what the secondary of Sandstorm is. Hopefully we'll see it later on. But okay, Prospero the Great used magic to win at Zeo's casino, but he got caught before he could escape with the gold. Rather than taking his money back by force, Zeo hired Prospero the Great to wipe out the competition. Okay, let's take a look at stats to see how he compares to other monsters in the game. So in terms of the life stat, as you can see, he has what appears to be a rather average life stat, 141,752, tied with quite a few other monsters: Admiral Copperbeard, Psychaos, Commander Morgan, Robo, Tito, Empress Luthien, and Darko. The average actually being 143k, so slightly below average, but quite a few monsters have that same life stat. In terms of a power stat, we're looking at quite a strong attacker. Take a look at that. 11,198, tied with the Tails monster from Season 3, Helium. Very, very good. So, one of the higher power stats in the game, with the average being 10,776. And in terms of a speed stat, it looks like it's rather average. You're over here at 8206, tied with a few other monsters: Calamity Abyss, Drakbite, Commander Morgan, and Fropsy, the average being 8421. So slightly below average speed stat and life stat, but it's that power stat that matters the most about this monster. Look at that, putting him tied for 5th place. Alright, now let's take a look at his skills. Showman deals low earth damage to an enemy and applies damage reduction to an enemy. 0 stamina, 0 cooldown. Okay. Triple Maker applies Quicksand to one enemy, 20 stamina, 0 cooldown, doesn't deal any damage. Shuffling Blades applies Quicksand to all enemies and a random damage boost effect to itself, requires cooldown. Okay, so we have 2 skills already that don't deal any damage. Once again, this monster has one of the higher power stats in the game, so ideally you wouldn't want his skills to deal damage. So this one is nice because you do give yourself a random buff. Even in a situation where you were to maybe get possessed and attack yourself, hey, you're still giving yourself a buff at the end of the day. But so far not liking what I'm seeing. Pick a card, deals low earth damage to all enemies, applies damage reduction, 32 stamina, 1 turn cooldown. So far not a big fan of his skill set. Blades or cards, deals very heavy earth damage to one enemy, applies sandstorm and damage reduction to all enemies. So the damage output is a single target, but the effect is residual, it attacks everyone. And sandstorm, there it is, 5% of earth damage and accuracy reduction, and it blocks the enemy from reapplying pierce. So keep in mind, at rank 3, which if you purchase the exclusive pass, you will get this monster at rank 3, you're blocking the enemy status caster pierce skills, which could be beneficial. Okay, I like it. Destiny Shuffle deals moderate magic damage to enemies, applies Quicksand and a random damage boost to itself. So basically like this skill over here, which was it? Like the other one, Shuffling Blades, except you actually deal damage this time. And yeah, you still get the effect. It has a 2 turn cooldown as opposed to a 1, and it costs a little more stamina. We have Distracting Moves, applies Sandstorm to one enemy, deals heavy earth damage, a spammable heavy earth damage skill. It doesn't feel like heavy, but I guess it is. And deals heavy magic damage, applies a random positive effect. So not a random buff, but a random positive effect. Okay, as far as this monster being $50, I love the monster design. The monster itself, though, I would say you don't really need. The best thing he has going for him is Anticipation. Unfortunately, dots are going to eat you alive. Like, I could imagine you start the game off, you have all these dots against you, the enemy purposely does an extra turn skill to trigger Anticipation, and you slowly die because of your own Anticipation. So, yeah, I don't think this monster is needed, if I'm being honest, but nonetheless, we will showcase him. We'll give him his strongest skills, the Heavy Earth Sandstorm skill. I think we'll go with one of the buffing skills, the Quicksand to everyone, so that way we have a strong AoE, and you give yourself a random buff, it could help you set up. Definitely not the skills that don't deal any damage. I would say we have Heavy Earth, let's see. We have Single Earth, AoE Magic, maybe Single Magic. It's even stronger. And the run and positive effect, I would say you run Quick Shuffle, And for that last and final skill, it's ultimately whatever you want. I would say no. I would say deal damage, probably distracting moves. So this would be my skill set. Your very heavy earth attack that does sandstorm and damage reduction to everyone. Your AoE magic that gives quick sand tail to enemies and random buff to yourself. You have your heavy magic random buff, and then you have just your spammable sandstorm skill if needed. Ace up my sleeve applies pierce to itself, deals heavy earth damage to enemies, applies stun. I like this because you apply the pierce first, and then you damage everyone. So if anyone survives, they'll also be stunned. So this is a really cool ultimate. Oh, you also remove the pierce. Yeah, but this is a cool ultimate, especially if you gave yourself a buff earlier on. But overall, yeah, monster you can do without. Let's see, we're going to increase his damage output. So we'll go Laser Beam Sword. We'll give him Stamina Recovery with Slumster's Trap. Okay, and in terms of this, he's another Holter's Gun if you hopefully have it. I'm assuming if you're buying this monster, you maybe have a Holter's Gun. So this will allow him to attack some extra turns. He is an attacker, so you would just go with your typical attacker rune setup, 2 strength and a speed rune. So we'll go strength. We'll go strength. And again, overall, I don't think this monster is going to be someone that you really need to utilize long term. You'll do perfectly well without him. Okay, and I'm going to showcase him with Ammonia and then King Autumn just so he can block. And yeah, let's get into it. This is usually my go-to team for showcasing attackers. Now, for those of you new to the channel, I'm not allowed to win the battles. That would be totally unfair for me to win the monster that was given to me with the sole purpose of an exclusive first look. So I will be exiting out of the battles as I did right now with the Genie. Although every time I see the bases, I'm like, I might as well just win. On normal situations, I would have won that. Alright, so we're taking on Peter K, and you have meta monsters, right? We have the Uriel, we have the Galvanist, we have the Cherub Cupid. Cherub Cupid does boast 2 extra turn skills, although I doubt the AI will actually use them. And so the game starts. So this is what I'm talking about right here. Already at the start of the battle, I have a Sunburn. That is bad. Imagine Anticipation was to trig in. That would be awful. It doesn't look like any of them is running Curse of Despair, Spirit Sword. Yeah, no one's running really anything that can harm me. I'm going to Churn Transfer to Prospero so he can start attacking. Enlightenment's always the first thing the AI does. Alright, so to showcase blades or cards, super useful against Galvanist. He is Thunder based. I have the elemental advantage. He gets wrecked. Destiny Shuffle. This one's the one that gives me a buff. Quicksand random buff to myself. Quick Shuffle is the magic. And then Distracting Move. So I think the smartest thing to do here is blades or cards. Kill. We did that damage reduction on Cherub Cupid. I'll probably do an AoE. Blades or cards. Yeah. Oh, this would be nice. But we're going to go with an AoE. We'll go with Quick Shuffle. Distracting Moves. We'll go with Destiny Shuffle. Quicksand. Let's see what buff I gave myself. Alright. Oh, I gave myself double damage. Okay. Here I am just going to go ahead. And, oh, I think I had Nanovirus. Alright, let's see. Lust Wings. I'm going to Churn Transfer. Once again, like, see, Anticipation on Cherub Cupid. Oh, he did Catholicon. Oh, there it is. I get a turn in. The Sunburn kind of eats a little bit of my life away, but that's not a big deal. I'm actually going to let him survive, and I'm going to go after Uriel. Alright, just to see what happens. Calamitous. I'm hoping maybe he does the ET skill. Essence, no, he did the AoE. Alright, so this is where the dots just hurt. Alright, I get to finish you off, though. We'll go ahead and do Shuffle. I mean, he's pretty straightforward. Yeah, I would say there's not really much to him. I'm pretty sure you can survive. Yeah, you used to have Revival. We'll do that. Miss. Ooh. Dead. Yeah, he's really not someone that you need. He looks really cool. He is one of the better designs in the game. I've always loved, like, the gambling type monsters. Very, very cool. Reminds me of, like, what is it, Gambit? But yeah, you can do without him. Here are basically the same monsters again. I have Bane. I have Sunburn. That's what I'm talking about. Like, oh my gosh. And when you have Anticipation, you start off the game with so many dots. That's dangerous. That is so dangerous. Passenger, Lust Wings, Burnt Blood. Like, already Boiling and Sunburn. Look at my life. Just get drained away, watch. From 38k to 12. Look at that. I'm dead already next turn. Yeah. And then I don't have a way to recover. Boom. I'm not using my cane sword. So I am gonna die. Yep. That's too dangerous. Alright, we'll do like 2 more battles because you get the general gist of this monster. Cool monster. Is he worth $50? I would say most definitely not. Ooh, Serpentex. Alright, so now we gotta get through you first. This is a fortunate situation where I could go ahead and cleanse stuff away. So let's do that. I can damage boost as well. And it works out because I can give myself a random buff. Turn transfer, yeah. Give myself a random buff with my AoE. Single, actually he dies. So Destiny Shuffle. 1.5 mil combined thanks to the buffs. Give myself a random buff. I can do another AoE. There it is. Ooh, kills them both. You have revival, I imagine? Yes, you do. We're just gonna single for fun. 1.58 mil. Yeah, I mean, just such a simple, straightforward monster. Let's do that. Poison. Rotten bananas. Churn transfer. And it's just for fun. Boom. Okay, I think with that being said, that concludes this exclusive first look on Prospero the Great. Cool looking monster, but definitely not someone that you need, even though he does have the anticipation and the quicksand. Is it sandstorm? Sorry, not quicksand, sandstorm against the enemy. Cool, but not necessarily needed. That is it for this video. Let me know what you guys think about this monster. Do you agree, disagree? Did you personally buy this monster? Any and not in the comments below. Thank you very much, and remember to subscribe.